So I'm going to show you in the Word how there was a road trip out of Egypt, and there was a road trip hundreds of years later out of Babylon. And then at the end, I'm going to compare them to the road trip that we're going to take. Now, we're on a road trip. It's our journey. It's our journey in life. And all of us have to go through it. And there's only two destinations, heaven or hell. So I'm going to start in 1446 BC. The Jews, God's people, were living in a foreign land. It was called Egypt, and they lived there for 430 years. God had a road trip planned for them long before they knew it, and He promised to rescue them. It's now 538 BC. God's people are living in a foreign land. This time it's Babylon. They've been there for 70 years. Whether they knew it or not, God had a road trip planned for them, and once again He promised to rescue His people. But God gave His children the money they needed to leave Babylon. He gave them the money they needed to leave Egypt, and He's going to give us the money that we need to leave this place and take as many people with us as we can. A lot of them did not know and could not prove that they were descendants of Abraham. So they weren't even considered true Jews. They were not allowed to be part of the temple and the ceremonies they did because they weren't true Jews. If they were from the Levite tribe, they weren't even allowed to be a priest anymore because they lost their credentials. They didn't know their heritage. We have a heritage in Him, and we got to know that heritage. We're guaranteed rescue, and we are guaranteed that our expenses are going to be paid, and all we have to do is know our heritage and choose wisely. And it really is that simple. It's that simple. We try to make it hard, and we try to make it something it's not, and it's just that simple. If someone has a great uncle who dies that you don't even know, and he has, $2 million, no one says, I just won 100,000. That's all, I just won 100,000. You can give that other to someone else. No one does that. No one I know. And yet that's what we're doing to God. He has an inheritance for us. And we have to know that it's ours so we can take it. We live below our intended purposes because we don't know that inheritance. We are healed because He died on the cross. And if we're not healed, we're living below our inheritance. None of us should be poor. And I know, hey, I've been there. But none of us should be poor because our Father owns the cattle on 1,000 hills. Yeah. We have to know our inheritance. People die, they're sick and they die. People who love the Lord with all their heart are sick and die of disease, and that is not biblical. They should not, because we're living below our inheritance. And I mean all of us. You have to come be refilled. This is the filling station. We should come here empty, because we come here and we get filled up, and then we go out and we spill it out, and we give it out, and we give it out. If you come here full, then you didn't give enough out. You're supposed to come here empty. You're supposed to run and share what you got here with others. And then we come here to celebrate what we did through the week and how we shared God and what God did for us. We come here and we get filled. And something else He showed me was most of the time when you're on a road trip, so a long trip like that, and you stop to get gas, you usually get a snack. You usually get a snack. I can tell you, my dad, he's rubbing his belly over there. If you're going to fill that gas tank up, he's going to get chocolate ho-ho cakes. And a chocolate milk usually. He's going to. And Jesus wants us to come and taste of Him and see that He is good. That's why people come on a Wednesday night. They do not come because we have the best praise and team, and we do. But that's not really why we come. And we don't come to hear someone talk. We come here because we want to be in His presence. Wow. And we want to taste those chocolate ho-hos. Yeah. I'm not a chocolate eater. He has little Neckos for me because that's my favorite. But He knows what your favorite is. And He wants to give you that. He wants to give you that little snack to keep going. And He wants to fill your tank up. Or if you've got an electric car, He wants you to charge into the real power to keep going.